it's Christine, and it is day 28 of the best of 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is by Susanna Lee. I see lots by her. Everybody loves her stuff. So this one's kind of easy. It's just a couple of pieces of pattern paper here, and then technically it shows two pictures. I'm not going to do two pictures, so I'm going to figure that out. But, and then some hearts, of course, here with a big title, you know, all on a big piece of cardstock there. What I have found, well, first I'll show you the picture. So the picture is me and my bonus dad on Father's Day this year. We were headed to the movies and everything, and I thought, I mean, is it the best picture of me? No. I look kind of scraggly because, of course, I hadn't done anything with nothing, and I had glass anyways. But I think he's adorable, so got that picture, did a little selfie. For the title at the bottom, I think I'm going to use happy, and then I'll probably spell out Father's Day is my thinking. I'll have to get some tiny fonts for that, but that's okay. And fortuitously, I had picked up these dies at convention this year. So I'm going to use these dies for the little hearts at the bottom. Pretty excited because I didn't have hearts before. And like I said, I was smart and forethinking. The paper collection I'm going to use is the Jen Hadfield Reaching Out. Mostly just because I kind of thought it goes, you know, with our colors here. I just thought that I love this kind of tealish color. So I have like this like tealish, greenish tone on tone here. I'm thinking these three here is what I'm thinking I'm going to make the hearts out of, is what I'm thinking. That's my plan with those. And then these three will be the patterns along the top part. Now, again, I'm going to have to figure this piece out. So I may end up with another pattern here. I just haven't figured it yet because I have to do something to make this, you know. Again, this is kind of what I'm thinking is this on the far right side. This will be the middle part. These are just cute. And then my photo, and then maybe this on the side over here between the photo and stuff. That means I'm going to need something here. So I'm going to play with that. Anyways, that's my plan. So let me get started, and I'll come back on soon. Okay, guys, I'm not going to lie. This turned out so cute. Oh, it's so cute. All right, so the first thing I did is I did go in my stash, and I found this kind of coral. It's a thin cardstock, and I have no idea where it came from. It's just a coral piece of paper. And honestly, in the end, you don't really see much of it. But I did want to just have a bit of a base for these strips of pattern paper. I could have left just the cream as the base, but I thought it looked kind of, I don't know. For me, it helped guide me too, just to make sure that things, I don't know, we're just kind of grouped together. So I started off with this little coral piece here. Now, you'll see me, I'm going to actually glue this picture down. It's not going to stay by itself, but I wanted it as like a placeholder or like a guide, in a sense, so I knew how thin to make these pattern papers cut. Even though I'd kind of take the trouble of straightening it, it's not really how it ends up. So I'm going to take my little guide, that little thing there, and kind of figure out, okay, how thin do these need to be? I thought about measuring with a ruler, and y'all, I just figured I'd end up measuring wrong or something like that. So I don't. I just go ahead and trim them this kind of way here. So, and I'm just going to lay these down. I'm going to give myself a little bit of space there. And I just kind of eyeball, you know, how wide I want them. Now, at this point, I had cut the strips, or the pattern papers, at like 8 1/4, I think it was. And then I went ahead and cut the coral at 8 1/4. And I go, well, that's not going to work. So in a minute, I'm going to actually trim off the length of these papers altogether once I get these kind of figured out. So again, this takes me just a couple minutes. And I'm going to mark this here. I do like this better together. I split it just like the sketch shows, but I keep them pretty close together so you can still read the words, you know, together, better, where it says better together. I kind of like that. And this is kind of where I decide, okay, this is how I like it, and now I got to make them shorter. Again, I'm going to just trim off maybe a 1/4 inch, something like that, just so it'll fit inside that little coral piece of paper. In the end, if I'm 100% honest with you guys, it didn't need to be, because I'll end up covering all of that with hearts, but oh well, I didn't know it at the time, so I decided to do that. Okay, and I'm also going to decide to, I don't know if you noticed, I think I mentioned it, I did ink the edge of that coral paper with the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. And so I'm going to come in here and also ink the edges of these pattern papers with that Distress Oxide, just to give a little bit of dimension. So I'll just tell you while I'm doing all this, because it will take me just a few minutes. This picture, like I said, is of me and my stepdad. It was just a quick selfie on our way into the movies. They had come over for lunch. We made we call them nice sandwiches, and they're called nice sandwiches because we buy the good bread, and I say the good bread, and I mean like the sourdough loaf. Now, he's actually gluten-free, so he has to have special bread, but for the rest of us, we use like a special bread, and then we use usually a little bit nicer cheese, a little bit nicer meats than we would just for like a weekday sandwich or something. So that was our Father's Day lunch, and then he decided, he likes the movies. And so I had said, hey, I was going to buy you guys tickets. And so we went to see the Jurassic Park movie, or I don't remember the title, to be honest with you. It's like Wave of the Future. So I couldn't even tell you the name of the thing, but it's, it's the most recent one. And I won't spoil anything for you, but I will say I thought it was a fairly good movie. My favorite character, if I'm 100% honest with y'all, is the Malcolm guy with the chaos philosopher or whatever, the scientist, doctor, whatever. Mostly because he's just so he's just so dry sense of humor. Jeff Goldblum, I think is his name. He does a pretty good job. He's just so dry, and I kind of like that. Anyway, so I enjoyed it, and he enjoyed it. We all had a good time. I bought him some popcorn, Sprite, and all that good stuff. All right, so now I have taken those 3 pattern papers I showed you guys in the intro, and I did use my dies to cut out a whole bunch of hearts. I do this, lots of times I'll cut out more than I need because I know I want to kind of fiddle-fuddle around with it and pick different sizes and things like that. And so I'm just kind of dry fitting these hearts. And like I said, when I was talking about cutting the pattern papers, it almost didn't matter because I ended up covering up the darn bottom of the thing here, which is okay. This is per the sketch, right? Or at least pretty darn close. I'm to be frank with you, my daughter's borrowed my computer and I don't remember exactly what it looks like, but I knew it was close enough, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And I also knew that what I was going to end up doing was gluing, a back layer down and then doing like foam tape behind some of the others. So that's my plan all along. I just don't know which ones yet. So I try to be a little bit, I don't want to use the word lazy, but I try a little bit smart here, and I try to okay, I'll just glue these down. I'll kind of tack them down with my ATG where I think I know I want them, which is why I'm kind of spinning these things. And I went, oh crap, I forgot to glue my picture down. So I'll have to come back in there. And it's kind of funny because, as I mentioned, I thought with only one picture, I'd end up maybe having to do a little more embellishment or something, but I really didn't have to. You can still see the coral above the top of the picture, but I don't think it looks weird. I think it looks good. So I'm okay with that. And I almost thought about putting the picture up on foam as well, but with the heart situation going on, I go, nope, it's not going to work. And sorry about the glare, y'all. My light's right there, and that picture's shiny, so for whatever reason, it's doing that. And then, of course, you can see Miss Saturn has decided to join us. There was a piece of cardstock sitting up there, and, of course, she just had to sit on it. Now, here's my title. Like I said, it's going to be Happy Father's Day. And, again, to be 100% honest, is my happy. My happy is a little green. It's not so crazy bad. I think that, it doesn't match, but it's a little bit brighter green, maybe more of a Kelly green than what's in the collection, but I'm not going to worry about it. It kind of stands out as happy, and that's cool to me anyways. So I did go over and get this little font that I picked up, or did I win this? I'm trying to remember now. I got this a couple weeks ago at the convention, but I honestly don't remember now if I bought it or won it. But I picked this up, and I decided to spell out Father's Day with this font. And I think this looks really cute, actually. I kind of like to combine a block font with a script font. If you do any kind of digital stuff and you use Canva, I use Canva for some other like digital graphic stuff. And there's always these cool kind of suggested fonts. There's almost inevitably, it's a block with some kind of script or something kind of a little fancier. It's just good. It's pretty on the eye. Your eye likes it because it reads it really well. All right, so cut over because I didn't think y'all need to see me sit there and watch me spell Father's Day out. But you can kind of see now where it's falling, and I'm kind of organizing it a little bit to make sure my tall, what is the word for that? There's a word for when your letters go above the baseline, and I don't remember what it is, but I want the F, the T, and the H to kind of fit in the little spots where the H and the A gaps are. Now, my happy is a little bit crooked. I think I fix it, but I don't know if it comes out perfect or not. And this is now where I'm going to go back in. I'm going to start gluing all my little hearts down, the ones that need to stay flat, and then I realize, oops, crap, I didn't glue that one down. I still struggle just a little bit. But I think this turns out really neat, actually. Like I said, I kind of cover up the little gap of the coral paper down there, but this looks really pretty. And in a minute, I'm going to come in here with some foam tape and bring the small ones. In fact, it's all the small ones. So you see the little small, there's a little, the gingham, the little black and white polka dot, the blue, the teal and white. Those all get put on foam tape, and you'll see me do that right here. So my bonus dad has been in my life for more than 30 years at this point. He and my mom have been married like 32 years, I think, something like that. And he's a generous soul, man. He has let us live with him a couple of times when we've had house transition issues, mostly, like we're having one built, or in between, like when we bought one and we sold one. And inevitably, for some reason, I don't know how this works out for us, the buyers always get it quicker than we can get into our house. And maybe we're just too nice. I don't know. But somehow we end up homeless for a few weeks, inevitably. So that's happened a couple times to us. And then we were having one built. this has been a couple houses ago. They said, oh, you better go ahead and put yours on the market, you know, and the darn thing sold in 13 days. And of course, a house takes 6 months to build. I mean, it's a good problem to have, but, you know, I've had to live with my mama and my bonus dad here, and bless their little hearts. You know, we're a family of 3, and at the time, a couple times we've had young, you know, my daughter was young, so having a child in the house too, you know. But it's been fun. We've enjoyed them. And anyway, he does like to come and have lunch, and he likes to go to the gun range. We have a good time doing that. We have a good time with him. He's a sweet man, so we love him. I love him. Anyway, so I'm putting my hearts down here, and I am going to look around in a second, and I'm going to look in the little sticker book, because I do have the Jen Hadfield sticker book, and it's the Reaching Out sticker book, and I'll get in there and I'll find some little word phrases, and I actually end up pulling down those little emojis. Those little emojis, oh, y'all, I just think those are adorable. I don't know what it is about these smiley faces. I've mentioned this in some other video in like the Doodlebug collections. I think Simply Stories does it sometimes with these little happy faces. They just attract me. They're just so sweet. Anyway, I get in this little sticker book here. I do pull out the page with the little emoji stickers, and then I'll pull out the little word phrase emoji or stickers. And I like these because they're a cardstock sticker, so they're a bit thicker, you know, kind of thicker cardstock texture to them. And I pull out "You are so kind," I pull out "Thankful," and I pull out "I love you." And I just kind of sprinkle these throughout. Now, to be honest, this is not on the sketch in any way, shape, or form. I'm just kind of going a little bit rogue here, but I wanted to. I thought it looked kind of cute. Then I'm going to find my little emojis here, and I just put a little emoji next to each one of my little word phrase stickers, just to kind of, I start with that one down there on the right hand side of that heart, and honestly I don't move it until I start putting I'll put some enamel dots in a minute, and I'll show you those in a second, but I'll leave it down there for a second, and then I end up moving it because I thought, well, you're not really consistent right now with your design. Oh no, I went ahead and moved it, sorry, I didn't know when I did that, I forgot. I just did this friggin' layout like 5 minutes ago too. How crazy. I knew I'd moved it, I just couldn't remember exactly when I decided to. So I'm going to cut over because I'm going to clean up just a little bit, and I'm going to run over and I got these enamel dots at convention, and they're matte, so they're very interesting. I think they're not the shiny, they're the matte black, and I brought that black up in there mostly because I have the Father's Day is real black, and I wanted to kind of spread that around just a little bit. There is black in the sunglasses on the emoji, and of course the Better Together has a real dark, I don't know if that's black really or very, very dark blue, but there's some dark up in there, but I really wanted to bring that solid, like that actual black up into the layout, and so that's what made me decide to do the little enamel dots there, and I think that looks really cute. So I got to trim off my little heart because he was hanging off the side over there, but that's all I'm going to do this layout, y'all. I'm going to slow it down so you can see it. Sorry again about the glare. I think this is just so cute. I was pretty pleased with it, just one picture, and I'm glad to have documented my bonus dad. I don't make too many layouts about him, so I'm happy to do it. You guys check out the playlist below. There's tons and tons and tons of layouts now, lots of inspiration. There's the stills. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course check out my Instagram at Scrapping Harden, and we'll see you next time. Bye.